Welcome back to the Analogy Lab. This is video 5.1. Not all aircraft are the same. The Wider Sky, AI in Context. This is a post-series standalone video recommended after you have completed all 4 series. It answers the question every organization asks once they understand Copilot. How does this compare to everything else out there? In this video, we cover the difference between the engine and the aircraft, why LLMs and AI products are not the same thing. We compare Microsoft Copilot, ChatGPT, Claude, Google Gemini, and GitHub Copilot as aircraft in the same sky. And we explain why the airspace question matters more than any capability comparison. Let's map the sky. Across this series, you have learned to fly one aircraft, Microsoft Copilot, the co-pilot in the right seat, the instrument panel running, the engine turning, the crew working the cabin. But look out the window. The sky is full of other aircraft, ChatGPT, Claude, Google Gemini, GitHub Copilot, a new model announced every few weeks, a new capability every few months, a new headline every day telling you that everything has changed again. How do you make sense of it all? How do you know which aircraft to fly, and when? That is what this video is for. The most common question in any AI conversation right now is this. We have heard of ChatGPT. We have heard of Copilot. Someone mentioned Claude. IT is talking about Gemini. The developer team uses GitHub Copilot. Are these the same thing? Are they competing? Should we be using all of them? None of them? Which one do we actually use? The confusion is understandable. The marketing around AI makes everything sound equally capable of everything. It is not. Different aircraft, different routes, different passengers. Let us map the sky. Before we compare any AI tools, one concept needs to be clear. It changes how you understand everything else. The jet engine is not the aircraft. The same engine technology can power a commercial passenger jet, a military transport, and a private charter. The engine provides the thrust. The aircraft determines the route, the passenger experience, the safety systems, the capabilities, and who it is built for. In AI, the engine is called a large language model, an LLM. It is the underlying technology that powers modern AI, trained on vast amounts of text, capable of understanding and generating language, the intelligence at the core. But the LLM is not the product you use. The product, the aircraft, is built on top of the LLM, and different aircraft manufacturers use the same engine technology to build very different aircraft. Here are the major LLMs currently powering the AI tools most organizations encounter. GPT-4 and GPT-4. Built by OpenAI, powers Microsoft Copilot and ChatGPT. Claude, built by Anthropic, powers Claude.ai and various enterprise integrations. Gemini, built by Google, powers Google Gemini for Workspace and other Google products. Llama, built by Meta, is open source and used across many platforms and products. The key insight from this table is that Microsoft Copilot is powered by OpenAI's GPT models, the same underlying engine as ChatGPT, but the aircraft are not the same. Microsoft has built an entirely different product on top of that engine, one specifically designed for organizational use inside Microsoft 365. The engine is shared. The aircraft is what differentiates them. With the engine versus aircraft distinction established, here is how the major AI tools compare as aircraft in the enterprise sky. Microsoft Copilot is the Boeing 747, built for enterprise scale inside Microsoft 365. Best used when your organization runs Microsoft 365 and needs AI that works within your data, your permissions, and your compliance framework. ChatGPT is the charter jet, built for general-purpose use. Go anywhere. Best used when you need a capable AI assistant for personal productivity, creative tasks, or exploration, with no organizational data involved. Claude, made by Anthropic, is the Airbus A320, built for nuanced reasoning and long-form thinking. Best used when you need deep analysis, complex reasoning, or extended document work. Strong at thoughtful, careful responses. Google Gemini for Workspace is the Boeing 787 Dreamliner, built for enterprise scale inside Google Workspace. Best used when your organization runs Google Workspace and needs the same integrated AI experience that Copilot provides for Microsoft 365. GitHub Copilot is the cargo aircraft, built for one specific job, moving code, done exceptionally well. best used when your team writes software and needs AI assistance specifically inside the development environment. The Boeing 747 was not the fastest aircraft ever built. It was not the most experimental. It was the aircraft that made long-haul commercial aviation viable for organizations at scale. Reliability, capacity, proven track record, and critically, it was designed for the infrastructure that already existed. Airports were built around it, maintenance systems were designed for it. Flight crew training programs were built on it. Microsoft Copilot is the 747 of enterprise AI for a Microsoft 365 organization. Here is why. It lives inside the tools you already use. You do not switch to it. It is already in your Outlook, your Teams, your Word, your Excel. The infrastructure is already there. It operates within your organizational data. Copilot reads your emails, your documents, your SharePoint content, your meeting transcripts, because it is connected to Microsoft Graph, the layer that ties all your Microsoft 365 data together. A charter jet cannot do this. It has no connection to your organizational environment. It operates within your permissions and compliance framework. Every document Copilot reads, every answer it gives, is governed by the same permissions and data governance policies your organization already has in place. Your restricted files stay restricted. Your sensitive data stays protected. Your audit trail is maintained. It scales across the whole organization, not one user with a subscription. Your entire organization, all licensed, all with the same Copilot in the right seat, all flying within the same airspace governed by your IT administrators. The 747 is not the right aircraft for every flight. Here is an honest assessment of when a different aircraft serves better. When you need deep, nuanced reasoning on a complex problem without organizational data, a charter jet like ChatGPT or an Airbus like Claude may produce more thoughtful, carefully reasoned responses for standalone intellectual tasks. These models are optimized for different things. Claude in particular is recognized for careful, nuanced, long-form thinking on complex topics. When your organization runs Google Workspace, not Microsoft 365, the Boeing 787 is your aircraft. Google Gemini for Workspace provides the same integrated organizational AI experience that Copilot provides for Microsoft 365. The roots are equivalent. The choice is which airline your organization already flies with. When your team writes software, the cargo aircraft is built for that specific job. GitHub Copilot is exceptional at what it does. It is not a general passenger aircraft. It is purpose-built for moving code. If your development team is not using it, they should be. The honest answer for most organizations, you will use more than one aircraft. Microsoft Copilot for organizational work inside Microsoft 365. A general-purpose tool for personal research or creative tasks. GitHub Copilot for your developers. Different aircraft, different routes, same sky. Before any organization decides which aircraft to fly, one question matters more than any capability comparison. Where does your data go? A charter jet with no organizational integration means every prompt you type goes to an external server. If you paste client data into ChatGPT, that data has left your organizational airspace. If you summarize a confidential board document in a personal Claude session, that content is no longer under your governance framework. Microsoft Copilot operates entirely within your Microsoft 365 tenant. Your data does not leave your airspace. It is processed within the Microsoft Cloud infrastructure that your organization already governs, audits, and controls. The same data protection agreements, the same compliance frameworks, the same security policies. This is not a feature. For most organizations, it is a requirement, and it is one of the most important reasons the 747 is the right aircraft for organizational work, not because it is the most powerful engine in the sky, but because it is the only one already cleared to fly in your airspace. 3 things worth knowing about the wider AI landscape. 1. The engine is not the aircraft. Every time you hear about a new AI model, a new LLM from OpenAI, Anthropic, Google, or Meta, remember that the model is the engine. The aircraft built on top of it is what determines your experience. 2 products built on the same LLM can behave very differently depending on how they have been configured, constrained, and integrated. 2. The right aircraft depends on your route. Microsoft Copilot is the right aircraft for organizational work inside Microsoft 365. It is not necessarily the right aircraft for every task every person does every day. Being honest about what each tool does best and directing people to the right aircraft for each flight produces better outcomes than insisting one aircraft flies every route. 3. The sky is changing fast. New models, new aircraft, new capabilities. What is accurate today may be different in 6 months. Build your understanding around the principles. The engine versus the aircraft distinction, the airspace governance question, the integration versus general purpose trade-off, and those principles will help you evaluate whatever arrives next. The analogy holds even as the specific aircraft change. Pro tip: the next time someone in your organization asks, "Why are we using Copilot when ChatGPT is free?" Try this answer. ChatGPT is a charter jet. It will take you anywhere, but it has no connection to your organizational data, no integration with your permissions, and no governance framework your IT team controls. Microsoft Copilot is the aircraft that already operates inside your airspace. For personal tasks with no organizational data involved, a charter jet is perfectly fine. For work, fly the 747. Across this series, we built one aircraft from the ground up, the pilot in command, the co-pilot in the right seat, the instrument panel running across 5 apps, the crew room and the documents, the engine turning, the agents working the cabin, and now we have looked out the window at the wider sky. The sky has more than one aircraft. That is not a problem. It is the nature of a healthy technology landscape. Different tools, different strengths, different routes. Know which aircraft you are flying, know why it is the right one for your route, and know that the sky is wide enough for all of them. Thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe. This is the Copilot analogy.